93% of people who try to lose fat fail. And it's not because they're lazy or they're broken, it's because they fall into some common traps without even realizing it. I myself fell for these same traps for years, but once I figured out where I was going wrong, I managed to lose 70 pounds of body fat and change my life forever. And in this video, I'm going to show you what those traps are so you can stop wasting your time and finally see the results that you want. So let's get into it. The first trap is where most people get stuck when they're first starting out, and it's chasing quick fixes. When you're overweight and unhappy, the idea of fixing it quickly can be really tempting. You sit there and you think to yourself, if only I could get rid of all of this fat in a month, everything would be better. But that mindset is exactly why so many people fail so early on, because it leads you straight into the comforting arms of every fad diet, detox tea, and rapid fat loss bullshit program out there. Trust me, I get it, because I've been there. I've tried to never eat carbs again. I've tried to eat some extreme, ridiculous 1,500 calorie deficit, and I've even tried one of those stupid fat loss teas. But what actually happened? I lost a few pounds, yes, but I constantly felt like trash. I was hungry, pissed off, and tired. And after a few weeks, I couldn't take it anymore, and I quit. The thing is, these quick fixes don't solve the root issue. They just make you feel worse. Let's say all the fat came off overnight, and tomorrow you wake up with your dream body. You'd still be the same person, with the same habits, the same lifestyle. So before you knew it, you'd be back exactly where you started. The fact is, fat loss isn't supposed to be, nor does it need to be fast. It's supposed to be sustainable and steady. Real change doesn't happen after 14 to 28 days. It takes months of showing up, even when you aren't visibly seeing much change. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you will start to make real, permanent progress, instead of living in some lose gain cycle forever. So stop trying to lose fat fast, because all you are doing is wasting your time. The second trap is the one that pisses me off the most, and it's overcomplicating the basics. The amount of people I talk to who think they need some complicated 25-step routine to lose fat is ridiculous. If you jump straight into trying to lose fat with keto, intermittent fasting, a 6-day training program with 29 different exercises, and you start trying to track your macros, micros, meal timing, supplement stacks, carb cycling, it gets to a point where you think, what the fuck am I even doing? Look, unless you are a professional bodybuilder or an Olympic athlete, you do not need to spend 5 hours a week trying to cultivate the perfect plan. All that's going to do is overwhelm you and burn you out. As I always say, fat loss is simple, and simple works. So stick to the goddamn basics: a calorie deficit, a high protein intake, 10k steps a day, weight training 3 to 4 times a week, and 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. That is it. Yes, it's boring, and yes, it's repetitive, but that's what gets results. You can always learn and add more to your regime later down the line, but if you're struggling to lose fat, stick to the basics and you are guaranteed to see results. People tend to waste a lot of time trying to be optimal, but you're not going to go from overweight with bad habits and a bad lifestyle to optimal 100% of the time overnight. It's just not realistic. For 99% of people, being consistent whilst focusing on the basics is what is going to get them results. And if you struggle with that, then hire a coach or join a community to keep you consistent and accountable. It's really that simple. The third and the most common trap is only doing what you have to do when you feel like it, or in other words, motivation. I can relate to this one a lot because that was literally me for years. I was the Monday man, where on Monday I would absolutely smash everything. My diet would be on point, I would have a great workout, and I would feel great. But then slowly as the week went on, my motivation would go down and down and down and down, until finally it would reach Friday and I'd have none left, and I'd skip my workout and cheat on my diet. That is why you absolutely cannot rely on motivation. If you only do things when you feel like it, or when you feel inspired to do so, you are going to be stuck where you're at forever. The people who actually lose weight and build a better body never rely on something as fleeting as motivation. They show up even when they don't feel like it. I'm not saying you need to train like a psycho, be perfect every day, or that you can't have an off day here or there. But you need to stop acting like emotions are in charge of your goals. Because the truth is, most of your progress will happen on days that you don't feel like it. It's about getting your last 2k steps in when you've had a long day, or hitting the gym on a Sunday when you just can't be asked. It's those small wins that will compound over time. In the moment they suck and they feel meaningless, but if you can get through them, you win and you will see change. I'll be totally honest with you, I'm not motivated to film this video at all right now. I can think of 110 different things I'd rather be doing, but I'm doing it anyway, because I know that if I'm consistent and I keep doing these even when I don't feel like it, my message is going to reach more people. And I'll be able to help way more people than if I just did this when I felt motivated. That's why I'm not relying on motivation. The fourth trap is the one that all of you won't want to hear, but it's sabotaging yourself on the weekend. We all know how it goes. Monday to Thursday, you're locked in, calories and macros on point, hitting your steps and your workouts. But then Friday comes and your mate Leon or Jamal calls you up and says, come to the pub, just have one beer. But then that one beer turns into 5, then you grab McDonald's on your way home, and the next morning you wake up with a hangover, so you order some shitty food, skip your workout, and you know the rest. By the time Monday rolls around, you've consumed 2,000 to 3,000 excess calories. And then you wonder why the scale isn't moving, because you've wiped out 4 days of progress with a couple of days on the weekend. Obviously, I'm not saying you can't have a social life or that you can't enjoy yourself, but if you're serious about fat loss, you need to keep yourself in check. Instead of 5 beers, have 1. Instead of McDonald's, grab yourself a small chicken sheesh and get your steps in on the way home. That way you make up for it. Don't blow 4 to 5 days of hard work in 1 to 2 nights. The weekends will make or break your progress, so do yourself justice and keep it reasonable. The fifth and final trap is the one that ruins more fat loss attempts than any of the other ones, and it's quitting too early. When you first start trying to lose fat, you think every week is going to be a win. You think the scale will drop in a straight line, your clothes will fit better every week, and your abs will start popping after a month. But fat loss doesn't work like that. It's never linear. There are ups and downs, and yes, that can be frustrating. But you need to get in your head, there will be weeks where the scale won't move. There will be weeks where you feel like you've done everything right, but you still feel like shit. And there will be weeks and months where you feel like you just can't do it anymore. And it's in those moments where 93% of people quit. Because they start to think, well, maybe this stuff just isn't for me. And they label themselves as a failure. But if you take just one thing away from this video, let it be this. You only fail if you quit. The results come to people who stick it out. It's not about the perfect diet, the perfect workout plan, or the perfect supplements. It's about showing up week after week and month after month, even when the results aren't showing like you want them to. It might take 3 months, it might take a year, but if you keep showing up, that's how you end up in the 7% of people who actually succeed. So please, if you want to lose fat, just stick it out. If you want some help on this journey, you have one of 2 options. You can sign up to my email list for free below, where weekly I will send you my best tips, my best advice, and my best recipes to help you lose fat. Or if you want some one-on-one time with me and you want a personalized action plan specifically to your goals and your situation, book a call with me down below. By the way, on a quick side note, I just want to say thank you for 1,000 subscribers. It's a small but meaningful milestone. It's only just the beginning though, so if you're here this early, I really appreciate that. As always, if this video helped, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.